Airsoft guns. We can rebuild them. We have the skills. We can make them stronger, faster, and better than they were before.
Hey guys, welcome back to Airsoft Extreme Tech Tips. I'm Jeremy. Today we're going to be talking about how to maintain or clean out an old motor. I rate this 1 out of 10 on the difficulty scale. The tools I'm going to be using today is stuff called Power Shot. It's actually an electric motor cleaner. You can get this at, we sell it here at the shop, and you can also get it from like RC car shops and stuff and such like that. So yeah. And then also this stuff right here, it's called Electrolube. You can get this again at RC car shops. This stuff works really good. And also a rag and eye protection. Now remember, if you do any kind of modifications or upgrades yourself, you will void your warranty. Unless you're really sure and know what you're doing and everything, I would bring it to an Airsoft Extreme technician. All right, so for this demonstration, I'm going to be using this classic Army motor. It's slightly used, it does need a little bit of a cleaning. I like to use the rag, put it down, because when you use the Power Shot, you're going to be spraying it basically inside of here, inside the motor, if you can see that, and basically all the liquid and such is just gonna fall or come right out of the bottom right here. This stuff dries really fast, so you're not gonna have too much of a mess, but you know, the grime and stuff that's inside of there is going to, you know, it's gonna stain whatever it's gonna go onto. Just a bunch of dirt in there. How that happens is just normal wear and tear. There are magnets inside of here that will attract metal and such. It's going to actually foul up the contacts and the coils inside of the motor. I suggest doing this before you buy a motor, because 9 times out of 10 I do this at the shop when the customer is having a motor problem because it's either running too weak or it just doesn't have enough torque. What I'll usually do first is I'll try to clean it out the best I can, and 9 times out of 10 that works. So what I like to do is just get the nozzle or the end of the hose or whatever you want to call it, kind of shove it inside of there, and then wear your safety glasses. And then go ahead and spray. You can be pretty liberal with this. As you can see, all that junk, just crud falling out of there. Usually I stop when it starts to get pretty much like a clear. I'll let it sit for a minute. Just kind of let it dry up, get all the Power Shot out of there. What I do, get the Electrolube, and this is made for electric, you know, motors and such. So you can actually use this. You can just drop it right in there. Another little trick I like to do sometimes is these brushes right here. Those like to foul up a lot sometimes. You can do this by hand. If it's tough, you can use like a small, like little jeweler screwdriver or whatnot. So what you do is you pop this spring that actually puts tension on the brush. Pop that off, pull this wire off. It's actually on the brush. You can do this to both sides, but for this demonstration, I'm just going to do this one side. And there you go. So you can see it's a little dark. It's not such, doesn't have such good, it should be like, you know, the whole thing should be about, you know, this color right here, or the color of the whole brush, and you can kind of see it's, you know, it's not going to make it as good as contact. So this stuff actually works really good. The Electrolube, to put it on here, you just kind of, it actually cleans it up really good. So you can start to see it, bringing that brassy color back. So go ahead and just put a few drops in here. Make sure it gets in there nice and good. You just kind of spin the the pinion gear here, just kind of evenly disperse it inside of there. This pretty much goes in one way. As you can see, well, it doesn't really go in one way, but there's only two ways. It can't go basically like straight up and down like that. Basically the curved side is going to sit in here like so, and you can see the wire sticking out of one side of this contact here. You want to make sure that it's basically facing towards you, or so you can see this gap right here. The reason being is when you put this spring back on, so if you were to put it the other way, it'd be pushing up against the wire, and you don't want that. Like so. So go ahead and bring this wire back around. Underneath that little hook, and then go ahead and hook this back on. And then go test it out. If you're still having problems, you're probably gonna need a new motor. That's this edition of Tech Tips. I'm Jeremy. Have a good night.